Oh, I think I voice cracked in there, but I couldn't hear you because I had my headphones. Hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another Red Seat live stream. My name is Corbin, and who's excited? Also, what do you guys think of this hat? What do we think of this hat? I don't know, dude. It might be a display hat, not a wear hat. I can't really tell. I'm like iffy on it. I mean, to be fair, it's not like I'm very high on the Red Sox anyways. You know? Where, like, it almost feels like everything Red Sox looks bad on me right now because I hate the Red Sox so much. I don't actually hate the Red Sox. Yeah, you guys know that. I wouldn't be making a video every day about this bum-ass team if I hated the Red Sox, right? The Red Sox finished with the worst record in MLB. Who will be held accountable? Well, it sure as hell won't be the ownership, you know? Ownership will not be selling. There won't be anyone forced to make them sell. If the Colorado Rockies owner has been forced to sell yet, they're definitely not going to make the Red Sox owner sell. You can only fire so many coaches, right? So the only answer is going to be the front office. And we'll see. Also, wasn't the game supposed to start at 6:47? What up, Spencer? Depends on if it's a winning hat. Hey, versatility. Yeah, true. If this gets us some dubs, I'll wear it. Also, I forgot to say hi to everybody. Dwight, how are you? Daniel, how you doing? Money, how you doing? Will, how are you? E, how are you? Jay, how's it going? It's been delayed? Oh. I didn't get anything. Big ups the delay. Yeah, seriously. I low-key would have been late. Now we get to sit here and just shoot it for a bit, huh? Sorry, E. Will that end up being considered the worst season in Red Sox history? I think statistically so it'd be like the 12th worst in the history of the Red Sox, but since the expansion era, since they started playing 162 games, it'd be the second worst. What do you think the playoff odds are? 5%. Weird thing, but if Wakefield's still alive, RIP. Would he have made a good manager? Yeah, absolutely. Don't have time to hang out, but I figured I'd answer the question of the title now. Is the title is this still? Did I end up going with will the Red Sox win a game? Did I run out of beer in Boston? I don't know. I live outside the city, but apparently the Scots drank us clean, Chad. Just drank Boston clean, and you know what? Hell yeah, good for them. They had to sit through an entire Red Sox game. They deserve to drink the entire city clean. I'm kidding. Man, Chad, we're cynical today. We're very cynical today. Oh, well, you're saying considering the... okay, I see what you mean, E. I see what you mean. Would it be the worst? Yeah, I mean... 2012, I think, was up there in terms of expectations coming into the year, I believe, but I don't think it was anywhere close to this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting in terms of like where this ranks in worst seasons in Red Sox history. Like 2020, you knew was going to be bad based on the roster. 2012 was, yeah, I think there were relatively higher-ish expectations based on the roster, but it was like with a new manager coming off of a total down year, or not a down year, but a total collapse. I'm just trying to think of that in like the 2000s, right? Like, yeah, it's got to be up there. Yeah, Eli. I haven't been watching the College World Series. What I've been doing is there's a YouTube channel. I forget the name. I'll shout him out if I can remember it during this randomly. I will shout him out, but they like recap them all. So I've been watching those. Devin, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. And where'd you get the hat? Love it, dude. Need it for my collection. All right, so people like the hat. So I was kind of iffy on the hat, Devin. I'll be honest with you, but I'm glad you like it. I got it at 47.com. I need to take this off, but I haven't worn this. So I bought this last year and I haven't worn it. And I just found it. And I was like, you know what? I'll throw it on. We'll see what happens. 96 was the worst you can remember. Bobby Valentine year is probably the most unwatchable team. I will say the like expectation wise, this is miserable. Like this is miserable. At least with this team, you've got, Tolley early, watching Meyer try and figure it out. The rise of Saydon. Like there's individuals on this team to watch. I don't know. Do you think if we trade Chapman, it will be a sell type of trade for like prospects? Yeah, I think it will be for prospects. My hope is that the Red Sox do high value, not higher end, higher level prospects. The level of ownership and front office's function makes me think this is what it feels like to be a Cleveland Browns fan. Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. What's up, Robbie? Wheels is the channel or something like that? It is, yeah. Wheels, that's it. Check out Wheels if you want college baseball recaps. Hello, I searched the internet for a 3-hour scream therapy session. Send me here. Here we are, folks. What's up, Jose? Oh, what's up, Jose? Would I sell Yoshida or Duran at the trade deadline? I'd try and do both, yeah. As long as we don't trade Duran, I'll be happy. That's an unfortunate comment right after that. I was going to say, I haven't noticed you wearing it yet, but thanks. 100% hopping on there to find it. Yeah, dude. I don't even know if they still sell it. It's literally, I haven't worn this in a year. I don't know. I need to find a way, because my camera right now is blocking you guys, and it's driving me nuts. I can't see some of your messages. You don't want Tatis? I love our outfield. I'm curious if you could trade for Tatis and put him at second base, low-key. Or even, I would be perfectly comfortable with this. Trade for Tatis, put him back at shortstop, and move Marcelo over to third base. At this point, just go through the roster and pick the players you definitely want on the team next year. Yeah, I think that's what you kind of got to do. What kind of return could we realistically get for early? Could you do a package with him and Duran and get a blockbuster? Yeah, definitely could. In terms of the package you get for early, right now he's valuable. He's about $40 million in trade value, and that doesn't account for the inflation of a trade deadline, right? It's gonna be kind of difficult, I think, for a team to put together a package that's worthy of an early. Right? I don't think it's like in the video today I talked about it, right? It's gonna take a very specific set of circumstances to get it done. Could you send them to the Dodgers to get Betts back? Dude, if the Red Sox trade early for Mookie Betts, I'll have a meltdown. Am I going to Cooperstown this July? No. Who's getting inducted? I went last year for my dad's birthday. We went. I love Cooperstown, dude. I would live in Cooperstown. I'm not even kidding. I would actually live there. But in terms of the kind of package, Robbie, just straight up, like I put in the video today, and it's really had me thinking, like the Athletics are a team that could potentially be fighting for a division, or not a division, a wild card spot this year, and they should be. But they need pitching desperately, right? And they have a lot of young infielders. Like I sit there with a guy like Zach Geloff, who's got a huge ceiling in terms of power production, just simply overall production at second base. 25 years old, I don't know. Dude. I sit there with, like, that would be the kind of move where you'd question, okay, is early the name? Right? That's the kind of situation where you sit there with early and you go, okay, interesting, right? Could you get Tavares for early? Probably not, to be honest with you. Tavares is what, the number 2 prospect in baseball right now? Yeah, I don't think so. I've been watching Wheels on YouTube every day, recapping the College World Series. Looks like it's been fun though. Chapman is probably the one guy that will not be on this roster. I think it's up to a 95% chance he gets moved. Yeah, it's probably pretty close to that, I'd imagine. Sorry, I'm listening to Jemai Webster say that Mickey Gasper's outpacing the other two catchers. No, he's not. He's not great defensively. He's been pretty bad offensively so far this year, or so far this month. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Beltran, Andrew Jones, and Jeff Kent are going to the Hall of Fame this year. Pretty good class, actually, huh? Aiden Miller. Yeah. I think there are a lot of options for me. For me, with early though, specifically, I would want a major league bat back. For me personally, if you're gonna go the hey, we need to trade big dogs to get a big dog. As much as I like the idea of getting a big prospect, and I think it should be considered at least. Like personally, if you're gonna trade a legit major league, like Early's a legit major league arm. He's going through his bumps right now, which is gonna happen for a pitcher who's thrown what is this, like 20 games in Major League Baseball? Like it's gonna happen. Um, I like he's proven. I think you can agree, or most of us can agree, that there's probably a pretty good chance he's gonna be a major leaguer for most of the rest of his career, I'd imagine. Right? So if you're going to trade him for somebody, it's got to be someone of the same caliber. That's already a major leaguer. What teams need a catcher? Send them Connor Wong for a stick of bubblegum. Not that I think Connor Wong has a ton of value. But like we talked about today with like Isaiah Kanafalefa, you might be able to get something. Yeah, that's my biggest fear too. Even more so, my biggest fear is like you're saying that teams are going to swindle Breslow. Do you guys remember how fixated Breslow got on Joe Ryan last year to the point where he did nothing else at the deadline that could have actually helped the team? Right? Like he fixated so hard on getting Joe Ryan, even though he wasn't exactly close. At least according to the Twins, the Red Sox thought they were close. That he got nobody. My fear is that he's going to fixate on the values of what he has so hard and not take the best deals and just not trade anybody. That would be, in my opinion, that'd be worse. What ceremony's happening right now? I have absolutely no idea, but it's driving me nuts. Chapman might slightly not 100% still performing. I definitely would trade Chapman. Yeah, you have to. Breslow will either not get anything or panic and overpay. That's my fear. Yeah. That's my fear. It almost feels like it's definitively going to be one of those two because he's done that. He's literally done that both deadlines, right? He's had two deadlines. The first deadline, he wildly overpaid for guys who were absolute butt cheeks and did nothing for the team to push into the postseason. And the year after that, he refused to overpay, refused to lose a trade, ended up getting nothing, and then panicked and overpaid. He did both last year. Like, my God, dude, my God. It's so stressful. It still feels like, even though the sort of edge of, at least for this direct second, of John Henry and Craig Breslow coming to a head here, it still feels like two trains are coming into each other. The deadline and Breslow, and the crash isn't going to be pretty. My hope is that ownership realizes, hey, he's not going to be here. And we are going to make sure that he makes trades that are good for us, That would be what I would do. Breslow's learning on the job. See, the problem with that conversation is, you're right, Miles. He is learning on the job. The problem with that is he's not actually. It doesn't feel he's actually taking any steps forward into progressing as a CBO. Does that make sense? Like, it's been 3 years and we're still hearing issues with his communication. We're still hearing issues with him fully believing that his way is the only way path forward for a successful season. We're still hearing that he has issues overusing analytics. Like, it's been 3 years and the same issues that were popping up in 2024 are the same ones that are popping up in 2026. I'm okay with, in 2024 there being some issues, right? The reason Breslow was hired was because of how bad the ownership was with their previous GMs, right? So you give him some grace. But by year 3, as much as it's still ownership's fault, and we talked about this in the rock bottom video, right? To some degree, you have to at some point say, okay, Breslow, where is the progression, right? Where is this going? How are you developing? Because right now there's no development. He's a younger backup than Jansen. That's what I've been thinking. Like that exact package for Danny Jansen that we gave up, it's got to be relatively close for Connor Wong. You're going to be laughing and crying when they fire Breslow, ended up not being able to find anyone else to take the job. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the second conversation we got to have with that. Is because everyone else said no. Exactly. That's my entire point. Is like that is ownership's fault, and that is ownership's problem, and ultimately it's on ownership as to why he's here. But at the same point, it doesn't mean he shouldn't be progressing as a GM, right? That doesn't mean we shouldn't see growth out of a guy who had all this potential. Like this was a guy who was heralded across Major League Baseball. Like this wasn't just a Red Sox need anybody, hey, sign him up, right? He was still a very, there were teams who had really wanted Breslow to be in their front office. So I think that's part of it. And I think personally to me, that's the biggest part of it. Like GMs are always going to make mistakes, right? It's kind of I wouldn't say beauty of it, but rinse and repeat. Yeah, they need somebody. They really need to find somebody who's kind of in the middle. Good play there. Couple great plays here from Jake Bennett, huh? If IKF could be traded, Def do that too. Yeah. To me, IKF feels like everyone says Chapman's definitively getting traded. I think IKF might also almost be a definitive to get traded, because even if you like figure yourself out somehow, you don't get Theo. What's the point? So everyone thinks Theo's now like involved with the Red Sox. He's not. He's an owner of FSG. In fact, when he did his individual press conference, his focus was on the F1 team that FSG just purchased. Like he flat out said that. Like when they were asked, what kind of role are you having with the Red Sox? He was like, look, I'm an owner now, right? I'll have an advisory role if they need me, but my focus is on being an owner. And he talked about being an owner of F1 and how that was an exciting thing. I mean, that's kind of it, right? Like it's not, why isn't Theo involved with this team? It's because he's never brought on to be a main piece of this team. He was brought on as a minority owner of FSG, the conglomerate here. Trying to find teams to take some of these players feels like trying to sell those blockbuster video stocks. I don't know. Like again, when you're talking about trades at the deadline for a selling team, not all of them need to be, holy hell, we just totally changed the landscape of the Boston Red Sox future, right? Doesn't have to be that. Like when I talked about today, like IKF, Danny Coulomb, Tommy Canley, like let's get rid of those guys. Pick up something in your system here, anything. So maybe you could use that later down the road. Who knows? Maybe you hit accidentally on one of these guys. But ultimately, it's to ensure that guys who are going to be here past 2026 are getting playing time to grow into roles that are useful for 2026. I understand he's not. I just don't get the appeal. Why do it? Well, let me ask you something, Shooter. If you had the ability to invest in a company that is essentially risen their value in billions of dollars in the last 20 years, would you? You'd be like, yeah, that's a, like he went from what? It was like $700 million to like $4 billion in 20 years. Yes, that's why. It's money, dude. Great first inning for Jake Bennett there. It has nothing to do with he's an all-time GM and wants to play race cars. That's dumb. No, dude, he's trying to make money. That's what he's trying to do. Very easy. It ultimately has nothing to do with passion or whatever. It's about making cash. Plus, ownership's the next step forward into bigger plans. If he wants to be a commissioner of baseball, this will help. If he wants to sometimes at some point be the majority owner of a sports team, this sure as hell helps, right? Like it's not oh, I want my passion for baseball. Maybe we should trade Durant for 3 utility infielders. In fact, we might actually need more. Hold on to IKF. Let's bring Romy back. And then let's trade for 4 more utility infielders, and we'll just put them in the outfield. I feel like we need to fire whoever the current hitting coaches are. There aren't any current hitting coaches, dude. They're minor league guys. What's in the cup I'm sipping on? Body Armor Zero. The lemon lime flavor. You can never have too many utility infielders. Listen, that's what I was told, right? Depth is the most important part of baseball, is what I was told. What's up, George? Hire that personality coach that Durbin got. Unfortunately, Durbin had one hot week, and now he's 0 for his last 14. If we trade Contreras and becoming a Rockies fan, I'll be so mad. Unless it's a legitimate blow me away, like, holy hell, the Red Sox. Like, that's the only dude where if you were going to trade him, it has to be a blow me away offer. What drives you crazy about Bresley? He keeps signing or trading for broken or injured pitchers. Does he? Tell me how Cutter Crawford misses 2 full seasons. That dude just keeps getting injured, dude. Like, that's just flat out bad luck. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's just every time that dude steps on a mound, he hurts something. You know what it is, too? Cutter's got such a unique throwing motion. Like, it's not a natural throwing motion. It's almost like a shot put throwing motion. And that has a lot to do with, like, even when he was coming up, I remember Sox prospects, one of the things that they were saying about it was, saying about him specifically was that they were worried about injury concerns in the long run. Breslow would trade Durant for 3 players that produce altogether like Trout can. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't even know how to hit third base or play first base. Could be shooter. He's just got to get healthy. What's up, Rich? When are we going to start being more critical of the Red Sox medical and training staff? So many players go down and seemingly take forever to get back. So it's an interesting conversation, Ben. I think it's more nuanced than it's just the training staff. Like, if you look at some of the injuries that have happened, big ones that have happened over the last, like, Costas tripping over first base and ending up with one of the rare, knee surgeries in baseball history, right? It's not something a medical staff can really prevent. Roman swinging a bat and tearing, again, a ligament in his hand that a doctor who specializes in this, who's been working in the field for 32 years, had never seen in person. Like, that's not something a medical staff could take care of. Pitchers going down with injuries, tough. You're more concerned with all the setbacks injured players seem to deal with? Yeah, that we can have a different conversation about. I think... Yeah, I'm curious about that too. One of the things that stands out to me with specifically that is, how much of that is medical doctors within the organization pushing people, and how much of that is players trying to push themselves, and how much of that is the front office / analytical guys in the front office being like, no, he needs to do this, right? Where's the blame actually? Like is it the medical staff? Is it the players themselves? Is it a combination of something else? And that's what I would like to know. I think that's a legitimate conversation that needs to be had. I don't know how you dig into that though. My problem's deeper than Breslow. Look at all the players who have left for other teams who couldn't produce in the system. What type of players are you talking about, Christian? I want to see how Red Sox injury count and length compares to other teams. They are about middle of the pack right now in terms of injury and time on the IL. I saw the statistic. Tommy Nesico, I forget how to pronounce his name. He does a great job on Twitter. He added up, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and the Red Sox were pretty much dead middle of the pack in actual amount of injured players and then average time spent on the IL. So hypothetically looking at that, you're saying, okay, so this is just kind of average. The problem is the Red Sox are losing, right? And the other problem is, I don't know if it's taken into account the caliber of players that are currently on our IL, right? I don't know how many other teams have their Cy Young candidate and, MVP potential rookie on the IL. I don't know. I'd imagine not many. So it's kind of in the middle. I think now, prevention, strength, and conditioning is the issue. Yeah, you know what the other part of it that's interesting, too, is I remember when Marcelo Meyer, what's up, sports? Who are the guys that Breslow brought in with injury history? What was I going to say? Oh, Versili makes a great point when we're talking about the sort of strength and conditioning side of things. One thing that I remember and will always kind of stick out to me in terms of that side of the conversation is when Marcelo Meyer got injured last year with the wrist thing. One of the big points that Alex Spear did an article, and one of the big points he made is that while Meyer and these guys are in the system in minor league baseball, their entire goal is getting to the big leagues, right? The entire goal of them was to get to the big leagues. And there wasn't a ton of emphasis put on how to stay in the big leagues. And that was Bloom and Breslow. Like Marcelo talked about it. And to be fair, a lot of guys say this, right? When you get to Major League Baseball, it's different. So there's also that part of it too, but it doesn't feel like there's much of an emphasis on, and this might just be baseball in general, it might not be just the Red Sox, on how to stay in Major League Baseball. Colson Montgomery was never a Red Sox, Christian. And if we're gonna take parades or we're gonna soapbox ourselves around Caleb Ort, who's not even in baseball anymore, I don't know about that one, Christian. Yeah, random. He's definitely fantastic. Willier's kind of been in a funk lately. Willier's always been extremely streaky, so I'm not super worried about that. I think IKF will be traded. Yeah, I do think IKF will be traded. Will the Sox get for him? Not much. I'd imagine it's probably going to be a lower level prospect. One of those guys from like 18 to 20. And Ort is a topic of combo? Yeah, I don't know how we got to that. I swear there was an article last year saying Cora was kind of upset how quickly they were promoting prospects, particularly when Roman first came up and had some bad. Roman only had one bad error, and it wasn't even a bad error. He just had a ball go through his legs when he first got up here. Outside of that, Roman, he had what, 2-3 bad throws last year or this year. He's been one of the better defensive outfielders in baseball. In terms of left field. So I'm not really worried about Roman. I think that article in specific, Ben, was talking about Christian Campbell, because I really think they really messed up his timeline. Is all the stuff they're saying about the Scots in Boston true? Yeah. They're awesome. Do I really want them to trade early? Want them and think that they should are two different conversations, Jeremy. Does Campbell make it back up next year? I don't know, dude. He looked so good we made the video, right? We made the video talking about how good Christian Campbell looked, because he was looking fantastic through the month of April. It was like, okay, The changes are working. And then Section 10 actually just did an interview with Brian Abraham. Highly suggest it. Highly suggest it. If you haven't seen it already. But in there, come on, guys. Well, probably could have guessed that. Basically, since that, anyways, where am I? Oh, in that video interview with Brian Abraham, he talked about how Campbell gets sick, he gets hurt a little bit, and they just simply can't get back. He's hitting like, since that injury, since that sickness, he's hitting like, on the year, I think he's hitting 216 with a 645 OPS. Like, it's just not, I don't know. Do I think the Yankees trade for Devers? I don't know. That would suck so bad. I don't think they can. Oh wow. Kyle Bodie just left the Red Sox. The driveline pitching guy. He just left. Driveline founder Kyle Bodie leaves Red Sox to pursue other opportunities in professional baseball. Well, yay. Good, I don't care. Guys, to be fair, the guy has been a pitching advisor. The pitching's been really good. Is Campbell still worth anything? No. It has nothing to do with the hitting, guys. I won't be happy until the Red Sox have 8 relievers and 14 utility infielders. Looks disinterested on the field. I'll say this: I've only been to Worcester once this year. With the wedding and everything, I just haven't had time. He seemed pretty upbeat and chipper when I saw him. Yoshida for Devers? Oh, dude, I don't know why they haven't thought of that before. Would Romy be worth anything at the deadline? Yeah, for sure. I don't know that I'd move him. I'd move IKF, I think, definitively first. Honestly, I'd probably move Monasterio first too. Even a Sogard. I don't know. Everyone blaming Driveline for the Red Sox issues. I just don't think has actually looked into why the Red Sox are stinking it up. Fire Breslow before bringing Rafi back. That'd be so funny. Jose Bayo for Skeens. Oh, dude, yeah. Why didn't we think about that? Yeah, Patrick Sandoval went. I just saw it. Patrick Sandoval went 3 innings. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and the 1 hit was a home run, which if you couldn't put it together. Yeah, Versili kind of nailed it, which is why I'm hanging on to Romy Gonzalez. We don't walk. You want to know why the Red Sox don't walk? It's not because of chase rate. Their chase rate's actually pretty solid this year. The reason the Red Sox don't walk is because pitchers aren't afraid of them. The only person who the pitchers are afraid of legitimately is Wilson Contreras. That's it. I mean, sometimes Cedar Rafaela, but Cedon's always been a free swinger. He's always not going to swing that much. You get past Wilson and Contreras, there's like, as much as I love Willier, teams aren't terrified of Willier. Right? Teams are certainly not terrified of Duran, Durbin. They're certainly not terrified of Myers as much as I love them. They're not terrified of IKF or Monasterio, right? They're not scared of these guys. So they're going to attack all of our hitters. Do you think if we kept Tibbs, he would be in the majors with us? Yeah, maybe. Will the Red Sox buy and sell the deadline? Maybe Marcel and Duran get packaged together. I just like for me it's if you're gonna like trading Marcel right now feels kind of ridiculous. Um, Mostly because his value's not what it should be for a player of his potential caliber. And also because going forward, your biggest holes are the infield, right? If you could figure out Marcelo Meyer, that's such a huge gap filler for the Red Sox. Such a huge like your outfield's fine for the next 6 years, right? Maybe more. But your infield is in such fluctuation right now. You just don't know what's gonna happen to it. Yeah, Steven, but Tibbs could DH. He could play first base. You could do a couple of things with him. They're not afraid of Yoshida. Yeah, they're not afraid of Yoshida. Sadon's really turned a corner this year. Yeah, he's been unbelievably awesome. I'm such a big fan of Sadon this season. But maybe no, it's not. Even if the team was doing well, I think if the team was doing well, Sadon would be a national superstar. Sure stinks seeing Brady Montgomery celebrate with the White Sox. I can't get mad at I can't get mad at the Brady Montgomery trade because it got us Garrett Crochet. Like I think there are specific things, like a lot of things you can be mad at as a Red Sox fan right now. Getting Garrett Crochet, I just don't think should be one of them. I really don't. I get he's injured right now, but you've got Crochet for the next 6 years. 6 years. I'm not sitting here being like, man, I can't believe the Red Sox traded Brady Montgomery. Like he was good, and he's going to probably be a really good player in Major League Baseball. But so is Garrett Crochet. I think, like, do people forget that Garrett Crochet was second in Cy Young voting last year? What is Driveline? Driveline is essentially a analytical model. The best way to describe Driveline. It uses analytics to try and what would be the right word for this? There are going to be some sarcastic answers. I'm trying to give you a real one. It uses analytics to try to improve the entirety of everything in Major League Baseball. Does that make sense? Like here, let me give you an example. Like Driveline, hitting wise, uses data points in your elbows and your arms and your shoulders and your hips and your legs. Right? He puts it all together. Says, look, this is where your data points are. This is where successful data points are. This is what we're going to try and do to get you to those successful data points. It's worked really well for teams like the Dodgers. Teams like the Brewers really like it. It hasn't worked so well for the Red Sox. Tibbs was a bad move. Yeah, of course Tibbs was a bad move. We all know Tibbs was a bad move. Damn. AI for baseball. Um. Yeah, I'm sure they use AI. I mean, the company itself's not an AI company, but yeah, I'm sure they use AI. But again, like it's interesting that it's worked so well for the Dodgers. It's worked so because the Dodgers use it heavily in their minor league system, and it feels like every prospect they call up has just been absolutely pumping. Um, it's worked really well for the Brewers. It feels like everyone who gets traded to the Brewers is just an absolute demon. I think more specifically, the problem people have with Driveline specifically with the Red Sox is how it's translating to actual developmental results, right? It's working well in the minors. Like there are guys in minor league baseball right now who, probably shouldn't be, considering explosive prospects, but they are right now because Driveline's helping them with their swing or their pitches or whatever. The issue is taking those data sets and actually translating it into meaningful adjustments at the big league level without it overwhelming people, right? There's a way of being able to talk to baseball players like a baseball player and not a mathematician, right? And I just don't think the Red Sox have been able to, specifically this front office and the way that it's set up, has been able to translate it well enough to our players. Because again, it's been working in other organizations. So how do you sit here and say that it's Driveline's fault? Because all Driveline is data points, trying to tell you how to improve those data points, right? The real fault here is the way that it's being translated at the major league level. That's the answer. No computer in history ever helped a guy hit a curveball. That's just not true. Driveline loves having the same approach for everyone, which is kind of the downfall. The Brewers and Dodgers are just players based on themselves, not numbers. But this is exactly my point, right? Right. That's ultimately my point. Yeah, we're on the same page here, dude. Like I'm saying the exact same thing. Is that there's a baseball element still with these teams, right? And it's just it doesn't feel like the Red Sox have been able to translate the numbers and the successful numbers, the numbers that have turned guys around in other organizations into an understanding here in this organization that this is actually going to help you, as opposed to just simply like IKF came out the other day, who's hitting right now, by the way, came out the other day and he spoke about, it was what, a couple months ago where we all thought he was calling out the clubhouse. He was calling out the analytic department, basically. When you veteran players doing that who have dealt with analytics in many organizations, like IKF's been around the block here, folks, right? That means you have an issue with being able to talk and relate and ensure that your players are understanding what it is that these data points are telling you and agreeing with how it's going to actually help them hit. Does that make sense? Like I get the idea that at the end of the day it's people hitting. Yes, of course, right? But the most successful teams in baseball right now are also some of the most analytical. But what they're able to do is they're able to take the analytics that they're seeing and tell guys why it's going on and communicate with people that this is what is going to help you get better. And it just doesn't feel like the Red Sox are able to do that. And that's obviously been a gigantic issue for the Red Sox. But I don't think sitting here blaming Driveline alone is really the answer to the problems here. Now let's see Monasterio put one into the bleachers. After that deep dive, I think the Sox need to make two moves that help a lot. Bring in someone who could take the Driveline stuff and adjust it based on the human element. Yes. Two, bring in more scouts to look at players. Yeah. I do want to make a video because I was listening to Section 10 this week, and Coley Mick brought up a fantastic point that I really want to hammer home on a video with. And it was the idea that like getting rid of the scouting department, which Breslow did, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this, but kind of one of the underrated things that's been really driving people crazy is that he's essentially cut the analytic department or the scouting department from like 23 people, including former players, down to 4. And those 4 guys weren't professional players, weren't Major League Baseball players. He's gotten rid of all the guys who had played the game at some point outside of him. And he talked about one of the more, like, yes, obviously, like, scouting in terms of, like, drafting and international prospects. Like, that's obviously going to have an impact on it. But also, like, trading. But also, like, trades and understanding when a player's ready. And those type of things are getting lost because of the lack of these. You bet money on today's game? Hell yeah. Manny pretended not to be able to hit, would swing crappy on purpose and bait the pitcher at the same pitch. Yeah. Yeah, Indy, that's helping them hit the curveball though. I like again, you look at the Brewers. Bryce Terang wasn't some like crazy top draft pick. I saw Blaze Jordan hit a home run for the Cardinals. Yeah, good for him. So I think it's one of the more underrated conversations to have is the lack of scouting ability in this organization. Because it affects everything. Trades, when you're trading for guys or trading guys away, and you don't have the wealth of scouts that you once had, you miss things. Ah, come on, Marcelo. Are you kidding me? Of course, dude. So, anyways, that was like I don't know. We're not even paying attention to the game, are we? They have no AAA scouts, brother. They have 4 scouts total for the entire organization. This says a lot about our scout department that you miss Ben Rice and Cam Schindler in your own backyard. Kind of. Depends on draft picks. And also, weren't both those guys drafted in the Bloom era? At least I know Ben Rice did. Game? What game? Not swinging a pitch you can't hit is a world difference than actually learning to hit it. Yeah, but at the same point, again, you talk about guys kind of reinventing themselves as a plate. A lot of those guys will talk about, seeing something in their swing, looking at iPads or taking a look at, the way that their hip opens up when they're swinging at curveballs in the, below the zone. And that's why they can't make contact with it. Those are analytics. Like, I hate the idea that because the Red Sox have been so poor with using analytics, people hate analytics. Like, it drives me crazy a little bit because the most successful teams in Major League Baseball use analytics at almost every level. It's not analytics help. That's what they're there for if they're used the correct way. If they aren't, there's no translation and they just fall on dead ears. Trading your best player for Caleb Durbin and Jordan Hicks a bad idea. Who is the best player they traded for Caleb Durbin? Being lost by player development. Yeah, I think patience has been lost a little bit for sure. I don't know. All right, versatility. Thanks for being here, man. Good conversation today. It's hard to watch. Yeah, it's not fun. Who wins, Braves or Giants? Who's pitching? So basically, it's what Ted Williams was doing in real time 90 years ago. I mean, as much as Ted Williams is the greatest baseball player to ever live, the game is so different now, Indy. It's so different. James Woods has been playing for 2 years in professional baseball. He has now faced more hitters in his career, or more pitchers, individual pitchers in his career. Why is David Schneider all of a sudden a Red Sox beater? Um, Anyways, James Woods has faced more individual pitchers in his 2-year career than Ted Williams faced in the entirety of his career. Think about that for a second. Weisenhunt versus Richie. It's kind of a tough one. I'm gonna say the Braves. Their offense has been better lately. Why we trade 2 pitchers in Hamilton for 3 infielders? Because Breslow loves utility infielders, brother. The game is just different than it was. It's hard to make the arguments about that. All you who hated on Hamilton, you would have better than Durbin. I don't know if he would have been, Mike. Need parlay discords? Nah, dude. I'm not. I'm not great at betting baseball. James Woods was great in Casino too. I don't, is James Woods an actor? I don't know. Is Eaton going to be given a chance to contribute? Doesn't look like it. I don't really understand why they're kind of avoiding using Eaton. It's really weird to me. Like, he's up here and he's got one at bat in like 6 games, 7 games. It's got to be around there, a week at least. He came up against Tampa, right? Yeah, so it's been at least 8 games. This is the 8th game. I don't know. I don't know why they aren't using him. James Woods was the voice of Hades in the Hercules movie. So am I predicting Woods will be in the Hall of Fame? That is a crazy jump to make. No. No, I'm just pointing out a statistic I saw the other day to show that baseball has evolved and changed in the last almost 100 years. Did you know who could save the day and turn this team around? Josh Winkowski. Dude, I haven't thought about Josh Winkowski in years. Where is that dude? Wow, that escalated. He is the button pusher of this chat, Chad, if you haven't noticed. What is Josh Winkowski? Is he still in the Red Sox organization? I don't think so, right? Josh. I'm just going to use my fingers. Well, yeah, obviously. Ted Williams would adapt for sure. There are Hall of Famers that absolutely would adapt. That's not my point. He's the greatest hitter of all time. Of course he would. But that's a different conversation. He is with the Red Sox, I think. No, he's in the Toronto Blue Jays system on the 60-day IL. All right. Yeah, Jeremy. If Ted Williams ever served in the military, he'd be the greatest hitter definitively that ever lived. It's unfortunate AAA guys like Eaton Campbell or whomever couldn't make enough noise to get noticed while team struggles. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, Eaton low-key did. Like I'm not going to lie to you. Eaton was kind of tearing up AAA. But yeah, this was of any season for Christian Campbell to potentially have really made a comeback here. This was the perfect season to do that. Even a guy like Mike Romero, as much as I love Mikey, like this was a perfect season to make some noise and potentially get yourself up here on a starting job. And we just really haven't seen anyone down there do that. Even Braden Ward has been good. He just hasn't been great. It's gonna score a run. All right, that's all right, Bennett. Got to score to win anyways. Would I take Ted Williams over prime Barry Bonds for 1 year or for like a career? Yeah, it's always going to be the case, Jeremy. Your higher value prospects are always going to be in double A for the most part because that's where you're seeing the most development. That's also where you're seeing most usually the best talent too. It's why they spend so much time in double A. Like a really good prospect, a really good prospect is usually kind of using AAA as sort of a pit stop, basically. If Bonds was roided his entire career, I think I still take Ted. If you don't know, Ted Williams is like my favorite sports athlete ever. Like I love Ted Williams' lore. I love his outlook on hitting. I love literally everything about him. So I'm biased. That is true. Yeah, that is true. What do you think the fastest pitch Ted Williams ever saw was? Like 90, 92, 93, I'd imagine. Best hand-eye coordination. Yeah, it was just like to be born with such a natural gift of I mean, you can't teach what Ted Williams was. You just can't do it. You can't do it. And so for me, it's Ted Williams is so interesting. Bob Feller. Yeah, Bob Feller probably was actually the fastest pitcher he ever saw. Ted Williams would be able to tell you where the baseball he hit. Man had the best vision of any hitter. Yeah, dude, he was just like legitimately Ted Williams could be a superhero. Like I'm not even kidding. He's just like legitimately he was superhuman. Like, it's not even me being like, oh, he was really good. Like, he was legitimately superhuman. Rusty's 2 years. 2 full years from Rusty's, man. Thank you so much. Fun fact, my dad and stepdad went into a bidding war over a signed Ted Williams photo. Who won? Was Bonds ever found guilty of cheating? I don't. He had court proceedings. I don't know. Ultimately, what ended up happening there? Whatever this one camera is, the side angle of these right-handed batters from the Red Sox might be the clearest camera they've ever had. All right, Bennett, let's see you bear down and get a ground ball here. That'd be sick. Weird season for Vladdy, huh? Weird season. He's still hitting 275. It's a 724 OPS, though. Like, he's become a contact guy, which is weird. Gasper has an excellent mustache. Does have an... This guy, Mickey Gasper, is a born firefighter that's forced into the life of baseball. That's what he is. I just, like, we can't... Christian, 18 months. We're gaining some ground on Rusty's here, Christian. Let's go. What is an average? An average OPS is usually about 700s, about the line for average. What's up, Eric? How am I doing? Oh, dandy. Just watching the Red Sox, so, you know, living life. Mickey, dude, Mickey Gasper is just... So 899 is considered good? Yeah, 899 is considered really good. $800, you meant? Yeah, 800's good, yeah. 800, you're probably about 20 or 30% better than your league average baseball player. Even Mookie Betts is struggling this year. I mean, Mookie's just getting old. How old is Mookie? 30, 33, 34? He's got to be in there. All right. Come on, Bennett. Let's do something here, brother. Dave O'Brien right now is begging Vladdy to send one into the night sky. He didn't. Mookie turns 34. Yeah, I mean, that's just age catching up to him, I think. Who would win in a home run derby, Vlad Guerrero or Vlad Jr.? Ooh, good question. Like, primes of each of these guys? I watching on Nesson? Yeah. I'm watching the 4K version. That's usually a little bit faster. Dude, I low-key want to say Vlad Jr. would win in a straight-up just home run derby. I think it'd be Vlad Jr. Dude, Mickey Gasper gets just run on. Like, he's just get like they are walking bases right now. Yeah, yeah. I actually watched a documentary on like Hank Aaron's era. What would that be, like 50s, 60s? How much they used amphetamines? All right, could have been worse. Could have been worse, Bennett. Could have been worse. Yeah, that would be a tough. That would be a tough home run derby, I think, between Vlad Senior and Vlad Junior. Is Narvaez off tonight? Yeah, of course he is. Narvaez is for some reason your backup catcher. What's the best baseball card I have? Like most valuable? My most valuable is definitely I have a Shohei Ohtani. You know how they do like the gold foil and it's like one out of whatever. I have a rookie card of his graded to 8. I think it's one out of 2019, 20 yeah, 2019 I think he debuted. Um I have that. In terms of like my favorite card, it's probably my dad gets me or got me one year a couple of Ted Williams graded baseball cards. Those are my favorite ever. No, if I had a 1 out of 1, dude, I'd be not doing YouTube. I'd be a millionaire. Um, Narvaez couldn't hit a beach ball. Brother, Narvaez can hit. Like, he just hasn't been able to get going again because he's been getting regular playing time. Like, you like, here's the problem, Paul, is you have a lost season. This season is you are 6 games out of a playoff spot, dude. You're about to be 7 because they score one more run, you're cooked. Oh, good, Jeremy. I'm glad you got it. You're cooked, right? You should be playing guys who are going to be here for long term. Mickey Gasper is not your starting catcher for the long term. He's not. He might be a backup catcher for you, but you're seeing right now why this guy can't be an everyday catcher. How long is Story out for? Everyone say hello to my father. I'm going to say hello, Papa Red Sea. It was, what was it, chat? 8 to 12 weeks? 8 to 12 weeks from the surgery date. Surgery date was the end of May. So like August, September-ish. Dudes were juicing since the start of MLB. Yeah, one of my favorite conversations to just listen to. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube documentaries. Um I one of my favorite ones is like early years of baseball when there were no regulations as to what pitchers could do to baseballs. This is one of my favorite things. I had a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card, but Storage Unit got auctioned 30 years ago. Ah, that's unfortunate. What's up, Kalen? Red Sox GM is a poor judge of talents. Yeah, I'm not going to argue anything. Do I think the Red Sox will win this game? No. Rumor has it the Blue Jays have asked about Devers. Where would they put Devers? I mean, I guess they just DH him. He'll be back for 27. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I think they are going to tie it up and walk it off in the 9th. Caitlin, I will gift you an entire package of Red Sea merch if that happens. Oof, that was a pitch to hit. Yeah, he knows it. Come on, Seti. So Sox gonna have the number 1 draft pick this year. um, you know what's gonna be funny is the Red Sox are gonna have one of the worst records in baseball and lose the lottery and still get like the 7th or 8th pick. Name is Simon. All right, Simon. I apologize. I just call you by the name that's on the screen here. Didn't think about the draft pick. That is some good news. It could be. It could be. No. Can have a Yankee suck chat. Oh, thank you, Simon. I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. We can't have a Yankee suck chant right now, chat. You just can't do it. It makes no sense. Lockout next year, sick. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Like, I genuinely have no idea. We'll be able to make videos until December, I think, is the deadline. So we'll be able to make videos until December. But, like, once they get locked out, what do I make videos on? I have no idea. We're going to have to go down to, like, once a week videos, I think. And that's going to be horrible for me. Patriots game, Celtics. You moved from Connecticut to Cape Cod. Wow. Awesome. Have fun, Peter. Have you ever been to a Cape Cod League game? I have not. I need to. Who's the top draft pick for next year? Since evidently they're going to have a good pick. I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to college and high school players to know, honestly. Minor league baseball is probably what we're going to have to do. There we go, Willier. There's a double. Okay. Yeah, it is weird, Dennis. Giannis to the Celtics would be crazy. If there's a lockout that includes everyone. No, I think thanks, Spirit. I think minor league baseball continues. I think. Like I think last year, I think the last like lockout, it was just a shortened spring training, but I think the last lockout, I think the minor league guys still went. They have a separate CBA. There you go. All right. So we'll have minor league baseball. I'll be Red Sea. Nope, definitely not that. I was going to say Red Sea Miners. Not that. We'll change it to something. Woo Seat Radio. Ooh, maybe we do that, chat. Woo Seat Radio sounds pretty good. Here's a question. If the Red Sox know that there is not going to be baseball in 2027, could you in like November or like at the end of September option Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Caleb Durbin down to like those guys down to AAA to start the year next year? Like, could you do that hypothetically? Woo, there it is. If they have options, yeah, but like, do you think teams are going to do that? Like, that would be genius. So they can still play. If I'm the Red Sox, I'm doing that at the end of the year. Would keep them fresh? Yeah. Be a waste if they didn't. Yeah, like if that's possible. Where do I even go to research that? You want to look it up? How do you look that up? You have a name on the back of the green jersey? But why would you want to do that? Because if there's no MLB season, you'd want to get those guys reps. All right, I'm looking it up. If you option a major league player before a lockout, can they play in minor league baseball? No, a major league player cannot play in minor league baseball if a lockout occurs, even if they are optioned before the work stoppage. This was from back in 2022. Minor league players who are a part of the union are those who are on their team's 40-player roster. Those players are not even allowed to report to camp. They will not be allowed to play in a minor league regular season game until a new CBA is agreed upon and ratified by both the owners and the union. Interesting. Interesting. We're saving Nate Eaton for the lockout. Yeah, if you played any major league games, right? Yeah, that's what it says. Even if you haven't played major league games, so like the 2022 lockout, Julio Rodriguez and Adley Rutschman hadn't been called up yet, but they couldn't play in minor league games because they were on the 40-man roster. DFA Roman. Imagine the Red Sox lose Roman because they're trying to sneak him through the waiver wire. That'd be an all-time this decade Red Sox thing to do. Yeah, anyone who's on the roster. So even like a poor like Nick Sogard who might not even break camp with the team next year wouldn't be able to play. Ooh, they got an Italian celebration night, chat. We should go. Everyone go to the Italian celebration. As dumb as that would be, I could see our front office trying. I know. Please don't give Breslow any ideas. You think the Red Sox are going to get a wild card spot? Simon, if the Red Sox get a wild card spot, I will personally give you a signed Roman Anthony baseball. No, we're not going to Italian night. Oh. I'm going to Italian night. Does that include playing overseas while those teams are not involved with MLB? What do you mean, Wendell? They need a George Costanza and do the opposite of everything they think they should do? Great play, Marcelo. Great play, dude. Marcelo's looked good at shortstop these last 2 days. I'll say that. Still terrible at the bat, but looking better. If we make the wild card, Corbin has to do the $9.99 challenge on a live stream. If they make the wild card, I will do the $9.99 challenge in the first wild card game. No, that would be horrible, Christian. Because it would ratify all the BS that has been going on with this team this season. And I would hate that. I would absolutely hate it. Now, if the Red Sox turn themselves around and get 85 wins and make the postseason, I still wouldn't love it because, again, that's a mediocre team who snuck into a wild card spot. That's what I was looking for. What would be my beer and hot dog of choice? It'd have to be a light beer. Michelob Ultra, probably. Yeah, Michelob Ultra. And then hot dog of choice. The Cayman Fenway Franks are pretty good. Low-key, would I do pork or would I do beef? I low-key kind of want to do beef for those. If I'm going to do any, I think I'd do beef, dude. Is that crazy? I feel like beef is leaner. The only issue I have with the $9.99 challenge is the bread, like the buns. I think I could do the others, no problem. In 4 hours, I could do the others, no problem. Like playoff games are long. It's the bread that's gonna get me, I think. My strategy, by the way, my strategy for this wouldn't be pretty. It would be 5 hot dogs and 5 beers within the first 3 innings and then space out the other 4. That would be my strategy for that. So I'd have 6 innings to do 4 hot dogs and 4 beers. It would be kind of a boring stream because I'd be going to the bathroom so many times. Do I do this channel by myself? Yeah. It's all me. Yep. Which is why I keep falling behind on crap that I shouldn't be. Like, I should realistically be live streaming on TikTok right now, but I haven't had the time to set up the TikTok live stream. Thanks, Jeremy. I will say, obviously I have help. My fiance, I wouldn't be able to do this without her. My little brother, I wouldn't be able to do this without him too. You can't even watch the Red Sox on NESN because Canada, and it's blocked out when it's the Jays. Dude, the blackouts in baseball are the dumbest, maybe the dumbest thing the MLB's ever done. How is that not part of the new CBA? Like, if you're looking to grow the game, I got a good one for you. How about let's not block out half the games from people who live in the area of the team? What are we doing? What's going on? What's up, Chase? I have the same issue whenever the Red Sox play against Tampa or Miami. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Hey, I appreciate that, Dennis. Thank you. Masa home run? Let's see it, chat, right here. Nope, it's a pickoff. All right, I'm calling this inning. I'm calling this inning like an announcer, and this is the inning the Red Sox pop off. You ready? 1-1 to the struggling Masataka Yoshida, who had a couple of hits yesterday, but today is off to a little bit of a slow start. Honestly, been a little bit of a slow season for him. Durant taking his lead, not running. That is a curveball at the top of the zone for strike 1 to Masataka Yoshida, who has not swung the bat yet this game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lie. He lined out to center field his first time up. I have no idea what I'm talking about because I haven't paid attention. There's another ball in the dirt. Simon Woods Richardson having a little bit of a problem finding the zone right now. Ma says 1 home run in the season, but the wind is blowing out, and he looks like a man who needs a homer. I haven't seen anyone need a homer more than Masataka Yoshida. He's fiending for one. Jaron Rand's on the run. Ground ball that hits Jaron Duran. So we now have our first out. You've got to be kidding me. Just hit him right in the butt. Unbelievable. Right in the cleat, right up into the butt. You want the perfect representation of the 2026 Red Sox? They have had 3 of those plays this season. When was the last time you can remember 3 ground balls into a runner running to second base in a season ever? I can't even remember the last time the Red Sox had one. Maybe one in 2025. Anyways, back to my fantastic announcing that you guys are all here for. Isaiah Cutter-Falefa steps into the box. Took a walk the first time up. Been a little bit of a slow start for him. He takes ball 2 in the dirt. Another ball from Simon Richardson, who has been struggling quite a bit lately to find the zone. The key to this is going to be allowing Simon Woods Richardson to come into the zone first before attacking him. That's the only way you're going to successfully play against a pitcher who can't find the zone. For example, that's ball 3 upstairs at 91 miles an hour on a fastball. Masa over there, staying with the most perfect teeth in baseball. I swear to God, his teeth were drawn in by somebody. IKF taken all the way, and that's a strike directly down the heart of the dish at 92 miles an hour. Simon Richardson looks in. I can't keep saying his name. Does he have a nickname? Here's the pitch. It's inside, ball 4. That's the second walk Simon Wood Richardson has given up this inning, which puts a runner at second base. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the worst case scenario for this Red Sox team, because that means that there's no way they're going to score. On second base with less than 2 outs, the only way this Red Sox team scores is by hitting random doubles and singles while there's a man on first base or nobody on base. But now we've got ourselves Andrew Monasterio, big boy Andrew, big dog Andrew. The cream of the crop of Red Sox talent, Andrew Monasterio stepping into the batter's box. The main piece of the Kyle Harrison trade, looking to do some damage against a guy who has 37 pitches, less than half of them for strikes. Really like Nesson. Yeah, I actually, to be fair, I've enjoyed. I really like Lou Merlone in the booth. I really like it. Simon Wood Richardson trying to find himself on the mound here. Any semblance of location. His first pitch is very close, but a strike. Are the Red Sox far away from being a good team again? No. The problem is it's going to take a lot of weeding and changing to make them a good team. Like the talent itself, no. It's the utilization of the talent that's the issue right now, Christian. Quick, don't look at them and maybe they score. Wendell, dude, you're a genius. Has anyone ever told you that? Why isn't anyone thought, here, you know what? I am closing my eyes. I'm just listening to the game. I'll tell you what happens. I'm closing my eyes. Maybe they're pee shy, This is really difficult. All right, ball 2. I have no idea where it was, but it's ball 2. I know that. Can I take a sip of my body armor? Problem with the body armor is going to be putting it down. There's like a small coaster on my desk, and if I miss it, I almost missed it. That's going to fall. All right, swung at a slider, 2-2. Now the question is, if this works and Andrew Monasterio goes yard here or even hits a single to drive in a run, do I have to keep my eyes closed for the rest of the game? Because if so, you guys are screwed. You're going to have to donate, and I'm going to have to listen. Outside of that, I'm screwed. Maybe I could look at you guys, but not the game? Doesn't matter. We'll figure this out. All right, well, Andrew Monasterio struck out. Look at this one more batter, and then I'm opening my eyes again. Maybe we can only talk during commercial breaks. Who's coming up? Sounds like Marcelo. No, that's not Marcelo's music. Whose music is that? Is it Marcelo? That'd be funny if they had IKF, Monasterio, and Marcelo back to back to back. Who is it? It is Marcelo. I was right. So that is his music. Interesting. He changed it. Okay. No, my ring light's still on. Okay. Yeah, we know the score. D. Start calling. Oh, no, wait. Dave O'Brien. I'm going to start calling him D. Was he close enough to be challenged, chat? Lou Merlone saying tap. I don't know. Who's warming up in the bullpen? I hear the bullpen. Didn't work. Didn't work. It's over. It's over. My voodoo people in New Orleans can help the Sox the way they are this year. Cannon, you're telling me you have voodoo people in New Orleans and you aren't using them. Dude, my eyes hurt so bad right now because I went from pitch blackness to just so many ring lights. Cannon, let me ask you something, dude. What are you doing? What do you mean? God, dude, it's been an hour and a half, really like an hour and 10 minutes since the game started. We're already in the 5th inning. It's been a quick game. In fact, Cannon, give me your voodoo people's names. I'm going to ask them to uncurse the Red Sox. Well, at least you guys aren't losing bad. That's true. Could be worse. Could always be worse, Chase. Thank you for that. Has anyone had the Gare Crochet Pale Ale? Is it good? I haven't had. Well, I had one, but I had it a while ago. I can't remember what it tastes like. And honestly, I used it to shotgun at the beginning of the year as a good luck charm. Didn't work. Wait, Jake Bennett's done? Oh no. Look what happened to the Knicks after Danhausen uncursed them. Who is Danhausen and how do we get him to uncurse the Red Sox? Any losing is bad? True. With this specific Red Sox team, Dennis, not losing by 10 is a good thing. The WWE guy? Oh. Oh. I have to give him human monies. How much is it? How much is it for him to uncurse the Red Sox? Someone give me the dollar amount. Because I'm dead serious. I'll debate it. A lot? Like how much? How much did he get paid to uncurse the Knicks? Can we even tie the game and lose in the 9th? It feels better than watching this offense. Yeah, tying it would be awesome, actually. Like, is it like 10K a lot? Like, is that how much it is? Maybe I just put all the earnings I make from Red Sea Radio this year into uncursing the Boston Red Sox. $250? That's it? I thought someone was gonna say like 6K. I'm looking it up. Do I just bring you with me? Like, do you guys want this underneath? I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Cameo. What's this guy's name? What's this guy's name? Dan what? Where is it? Danhausen. Dan. Oh, there he is. Danhausen. $250. Wait, he curses. He doesn't uncurse. Chat, are we being lied? Am I being lied to? Is this a joke? What's the story with Contreras? Why do they say WD-40? It was just a nickname that was made up by it was just a nickname that was made up by Section 10. He will uncurse. I honestly think it's real now. Maybe another curse can wake this team up. So Danhausen did this at the beginning of the 2026 season for the Knicks. I don't want a curse on opponents. I want the Red Sox to be better. I don't give a crap about the other opponents. If I was John Henry, to hire Tom Brady, hang out with the team for a week. 40 months, Mr. Money Mike Madness is getting close to 4 years as a member here on this channel. That's unbelievable. He uncurses and curses, takes curses off one and puts it on another. I think Stephen King thinner. Oh, okay. That was a perfect representation, Mike. Thank you. So I'd have to be like, take the curse of the Boston Red Sox right now and put it onto the New York Yankees. Like, I'd have to say that. Okay. That's a lot. I don't know if the auto was signed. When did let me ask you this. When did Danhausen uncurse the Knicks? Could someone answer that? Second round of the playoffs? Oh. Because I was going to say, if it was the beginning of the season, there was a chance that the curse went on to the Red Sox. I would tell them to uncurse the Red Sox and our opponent should be cursed. I just want Red Sox to be the best version of themselves. That alone should put us in the playoffs. True. He actually cursed the Cavs and they swept the Cavs right after that? No way. That started the generational run. Dude. I need him to uncurse the Red Sox. I need to do this for the benefit of our team. I need him to uncurse this team. That'd be a good video. I fix the Boston Red Sox via witchcraft. Thoughts? Think that video would do numbers? I fixed the Red Sox, ... with witchcraft. Count me in. I think Contreras is going to get a two-run shot home run. All right, dude. Probably then. No, why would no? Maybe for sacrificial reasons, maybe. Come on. Come on. My God. Troubled by how many times this franchise need to be uncursed. Yeah, true. Will there be a Toy Story 6 before the Red Sox sniff the world? Isn't there a Toy Story 6 coming out, or is that 5? Should Trot Nixon be in the Hall pretty good? Yeah, I think he should be. Well, yeah, the Bambino was. Yo, what up, QB? How we doing, man? Been a minute. How you doing? How many pitches is Wood Richardson going to give you? GTA 6? Yeah, I think GTA 6 will be before the Red Sox win World Series for sure. Second favorite team? Hell yeah. Your first is obviously the Rockies. You know what? Welcome in, my friend. We are in the same boat this year, Chase. How we doing? We are the worst records in baseball fan clubs right now. Therapy session here. Hi everyone, my name is Corbin, and I can't stop watching this terrible Red Sox team. That's crazy, Jay. That's crazy, QB. Excuse me for the sneeze, folks. Hi, Corbin, everyone in unison. Welcome in. You call me Jay if that's easier. No, I'll do. I've been calling you QB for years, man. I don't think I could change that. Danhausen's ask is that big? That's crazy, dude. 250. Listen, if I want to pay you $250, just uncurse the team for me, you know? June 22nd. Yeah, it's coming up, isn't it? Boring as hell lately. Hi, Corbin. I'm Crutch. Hi, Crutch. Sit. Yeah, there we go, Seti. Oh, that's sick, QB. We will be leaving you Rockies next season, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully. The players in the Knicks were even talking about the curse. Dude, I might need to uncurse this team. I might need to do this for the benefit of our ball club. There's no way they are just going to start being a team that hits. Listen, maybe it's the curse, Jeremy. Maybe it's the curse. Maybe you haven't thought about it, but it's the curse, you know? Got ourselves a pitching change, huh? At least Red Sox ticket prices make it seem as the Red Sox are really good. That's true. That's true. At least the Red Sox are making it feel like it. Have you ever heard of a team this bad change everything around? I haven't. Have you ever heard of a team being uncursed by Danhausen midseason, Jeremy? I haven't. Maybe we give up Duran and Chapman for Trout and a lot of great to good prospects. I would be shocked. Shocked. I don't think it's going to happen. Not for Trout. Maybe for good to great prospects. Maybe for good to get great prospects from another team. Definitely not for Trout, I don't think. I'm seeing Trot Nixon on the screen and keep wanting to say Trot instead of Trout. Logan Webb to the Red Sox. I don't think the Giants might trade everybody but Logan Webb. Poor Logan Webb. When's he a free agent? The Red Sox have to hit for more than 2 games in a row for me to have a sliver of hope. Yeah, they're not going to do that. I have no slivers of hope, dude. Let's do a fundraiser, raise money to uncurse the team. Corbin set up a goal. Okay. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. How do I do this? Oh, I can only do 30 super chats. Okay, someone do the math. So $5. How much is 250 divided by 5? That's 50, right? 250 divided by 5. It's 50. Okay. 50 super chats. Will pay Danhausen to uncurse the Red Sox. All right, there we go. There we go. Think the Red Sox get to 500 by the end of the season? Genuinely, no, I don't think so. Something I'm not surprised by is Marcelo has stayed playing and not being injured once, which is great for his development. Yeah, I kind of thought a lot of what he was going through in terms of injuries was stuff he just simply needed to continue to develop. And we'll see. Math aim. If 50 people donate $5, that's safe. There we go. Okay. Williard 2 for 3. Not bad. Was Trot Nixon a lefty or righty, Chad? I don't even remember. $4.99 super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Our first addition to the We Are Uncursing the Red Sox Fund. It comes from Paging Dr. Crutch. Can we get some claps to the chat for Paging Dr. Crutch, man? Thank you. The fund is officially started, chat. There are going to be, the fact that I had no idea who this guy was, there are going to be so many people. $2 super chat from Dennis. We are now up to $7 to our $250 donation goal here, chat. Thank you so much, Dennis. Can we get some claps in the chat for Dennis as well? $5 super chat from Alex. We are now at $12 out of our $250 goal of uncursing the Red Sox. Thank you so much, Alex. Can we get some likes on that message? Oh, just missed the poll. Let's go, Jap. If we can't get it by the end of the stream, I don't know what to tell you. Because, like, it gets to a point where it's not worth uncursing them, you know? But if we do get to 250, I'll uncurse them. Three-run bomb? Yeah, right. Another $5 super chat from Rich. $2. Another $2 from Dennis. It's another $7. We're up to $19 towards our $250 goal of uncursing the Boston Red Sox. Another $5 super chat. My humble contribution to the Danhausen Uncursing Fund. Let's go. $10 super chat. $5 super chat. What are we up to now, Chad? I don't even know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 plus 14. We're up to $34 here, chat. I appreciate all of you who are donating to this contribution to try and uncurse the Boston Red Sox. Thank you so much. Cannon, Mike, Daniel, Dennis, Rich. Thank you. This would be so funny if we could crowdsource $250 right now and just buy it. It'd be so funny. We'll make this a running goal. I'll keep track of it. I'll write it down so that I can keep track of it going forward. I don't have a pen, though. Shoot. I'll write it down at the end of this. Who would I want for Durant and Chapman? I would think I would trade them separately, Jay, unless it's a perfect package. I realistically would want some position player prospects who are higher value, but can impact this team within the next year. Another $5 super chat from Mike. Guys, I wish there was one way for me to just look at this and be able to figure out what the total value is. There's not. I already forgot. $2 super chat from Dennis. Thank you so much, Dennis. Listen, we're making progress towards our goal of uncursing the Red Sox through whoever this guy is, Danhausen. If it worked for the Knicks, it might work for the Red Sox. 7, 21, 31. Wait. 7... 11, 21, 26, 27, 32, 37, 39, 44, 44. It worked for the Hurricanes too. Chat. Chat. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, and we are going to get this Danhausen curse lifted. If anything, I just need him to lift it for the future, dude. This season's a lost season, fine. 2 outs, we're going to Nate Eaton here. Did I answer it? Yeah. If I'm going to trade those two, I kind of want them in separate packages, Jay, or QB. I kind of want them in separate packages, and I want them to be prospects who are close to Major League ready, if not Major League ready. How do I feel about the hydration break in the World Cup? I think it's so dumb. I do. To some degree, I think it's dumb. I will also say the heat in the United States is worse than a lot of European countries, so maybe there's a little bit of truth to it, but we all know there isn't. $2 super chat from Scuba Steve. Thank you so much, man. Now we got someone else do the math here. Someone else do the math, chat. I'm trying. I don't even remember where we're at. $47, $49. So we need $200 more. We're getting there. We are getting there. Maybe next week. Don't blow all your money this week. Maybe next week's the week. Another $2 super chat. Oh no. Now we're at 51. We're under $200 to getting this Danhausen curse lifted, chat. Eaton WC power. World Cup power? We want a grand slam. Nate Eaton hits a grand slam here. I will... I will buy the Danhausen. Sox scoring tonight? I don't have a ton of faith. All right, Chase. Eaton hits a grand slam. I will buy the Danhausen. Yeah, we're at 51, Mike, I think. Nate Eaton coming up to politicking. I ain't kissing no babe. Mac Miller is huge. Ooh, you wanted that. Hope the Scots love Nate. Let me introduce you. Hey, he was in the Great Britain World Cup. WBC. Maybe they know him already. Just watch the strike down the middle. Someone said the Scottish left Fenway a mess. Is that true? I actually, from what I've heard, no. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, they've actually been pretty respectful in terms of like destroying things and stuff. There we go, Eden. Come on, big dog. Wow. Of course they didn't score, though. Oh, come and take me, please. Can't do this anymore. Well, yeah, dude. The Japanese bringing bags to the stadium to clean up after their chat. Yeah, dude. That's a different level. What's up, Ghost? Not only did we not get the Danhausen curse lifted, the Red Sox suck. Red Sox are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position through 5, with 9 left on base. 9 left on base, chat. 0 for 8. Their one hit yesterday with a runner in scoring position was a bloop hit behind the pitcher. So really, they're really 0 for 16. Their last 16, basically. That didn't score a run. No, it didn't. But it was technically a hit with a runner in scoring position, so it counts. But that's my point. That is my entire point, is that the only hit the Red Sox have had in the last 2 days. Didn't we out-hit the Blue Jays yesterday? Probably. Bennett is doing well. I will say that, Eric. You're right. This team's going to make me just lose my mind. That's what they're going to make me do. Unlimited chips and salsa. I will say unlimited chips. If I never had unlimited chips and salsa in my life, and I sat down at a Mexican joint or a Spanish joint of some sort, and they gave me chips and salsa, and I ate the whole thing, and I was like, man, those are good. If I went to do I have to order Chili's? Yeah, Chili's I think you have to order, but I think you get the chips refilled. Regardless, if I went to a restaurant, never in my life have I ever done that, and ate those and was like, man, those are good. And then someone put another basket in front of me, it would blow my mind. Andrew Monastero, what are we doing? We're trying to increase the highlight reel. What's the plan here? Same thing would happen to me with unlimited refills on soda. If I never had an unlimited refill on soda in my life, and I sat down in a restaurant, I finished my Coke, and they gave me another one, we're like, no, this is on the house. I'd be like, what? We are going for the number 1 pick? Yeah, sure feels like it. Think Trot Nixon has any interest in signing this year? He can still hit a little bit, I'd imagine. He looks like he's still pretty ripped. At least bulky, you know? He'd be a little, 16 Ortiz or something. We need some runs. Brother, we've needed runs all year. Another $5 super chat from Mike. We're officially at $56. We are $194 away from achieving our goal of getting Danhausen to uncurse this team. Thank you so much, Mike. We get some claps in chat from Mr. Money Mike Madness. The 80s fast food places gave free refills. You can still get free refills, I think, at fast food joints. What up, Will? Oh, no, never mind. The Red Sox were 1-10 yesterday with runners in scoring position, which means they're 1 for 18. Really, they're 0 for 18 in terms of scoring those runners in scoring position. My God, Vladdy, stop killing worms, please. Big gulps. Well, see you later. Thanks for stopping by, Will. We appreciate it, my friend. All right, Jake Bennett, pretty solid outing here. How many pitches did he get through? 80 pitches? Yeah, he was pretty solid. I'd give Jake Bennett a B+. Yeah, the B+ sounds about right. Maybe it's the fact that they were moving, they came into the year knowing that they were going to move the Sitco sign at some point. Maybe that's it. You know, maybe it's the Sitco sign. Let's go Red Sox. Yeah, there we go, Chase. Hey, you turned your logo. Let's go. Welcome in. Now official member of Red Sox Nation. Bennett threw a pretty solid game. Yeah, he looked good. He looked good. He looks like a guy to keep moving forward, Bennett. Yeah, I would say a solid number 5 starter. Better than Bayo if he would have started. Great point. I totally forgot this was technically Bayo's spot. Until just this second, I totally forgot this was supposed to be Brian Bayo's spot. "2026 Curse of the Sitgo sign." Yeah, dude. Maybe that's it. Has anyone thought of that so far? It could be. Bennett looks better than Oviedo at this point. To be fair, Oviedo had 1 appearance. So I'm not going to say Oviedo's a bust. $5 super chat for Money Mike Madness. We're getting there. Only 40 more to go. Thanks a lot, Mike. We used to clap the chat for Mr. Money Mike Madness. I repressed that it was Bayos. Yeah, I did, dude. I did. I totally forgot Brian Bayo was in this organization. This has been the longest season of my life, dude, and we're only in June. Like it really genuinely feels like this has been a full 100. I would venture to guess that it's been 200 games. If you asked me what part of the season are we at and just laid out where we, like, if you said we're 11 games under 500, Roman's on the IL, Crochet's on the IL, Bayo's in AAA, Christian Campbell disappeared into another realm. The Red Sox can't hit, they can't score runs, they could pitch a little bit, but they can't do anything else. I would tell you the season ended 2 weeks ago. I'd be like, oh yeah, that must mean the season's done. No, we're not even at the halfway point. We haven't even hit 80 games yet. I really hope they sell everyone leaving the roster in 2027. Must keep Contreras. I agree. You have to keep Contreras. You do. I have a scary questions. Do we lose 100 games this year? I don't know, dude. I think it's possible we lose 100 games this year. I really do. Guess we need a co-GM that was a hitter. Imagine the Red Sox ownership. The Red Sox ownership solution to this is just, okay, we're just going to hire another, like, nerdy hitter. We still 3 more months of this and need a lot of therapy. Yeah, dude. You don't think we lose 100 games? I don't know. What are they on pace for? It's a good question. Let me see. Let me do the math. Let me do some mathematics here, chat. Let me do some mathematics. The Red Sox are 29-41. You're 8 losses away from being 20 games under 500. The Red Sox have 28 plus 41 is 69. Nice. 28 divided by 69. It's a 405. It's a 406 winning percentage. Okay. So 162 times 0.406. We're currently on pace for 66 wins. Crochet chalks here and Roman does too. We legit could have a fire sale and hit the 100 loss mark. You're not close. You're literally on pace for a close to 100 loss season. 2 GMs might work here. The problem is they'd always be butting heads. That'd be the issue. Like there'd always be one of them that wants control and another one that has to relinquish control, and that doesn't work with 2 people who want control, really. They could lose 100 then? Yeah, you're on pace to do it basically. 100 losses never happened under John Henry's ownership. Pff. This is the accumulation of so much crap. It's unbelievable. It really is. It is the accumulation of so much crap. What would we get for Roman? Anyone suggesting the Red Sox trade Roman Anthony, I need you to breathe, take a step back, and stop watching this team. A small part of me hopes they do, because if that doesn't wake him up, I don't know what will. It's so frustrating. If the Red Sox lose 5 more in a row after tonight, will Breslow get the boot? I'm not saying you specifically, Jeremy. I'm just talking in general. If the Red Sox lose 5 more in a row, would they lose Breslow? I think the answer is no. Like, if he hasn't been fired yet, they're on pace to have the worst season in John Henry era baseball here at Fenway. I think the answer is no. Really hope they bring him up. The problem is Mikey's been really struggling in AAA recently. What do you have to do to be a GM? What do you mean? Like qualifications? I'd pay millions to have someone hit home runs to this team. I've seen enough. Bring up Christian Campbell to save the season. Christian Campbell is in AAA, currently hitting. Pause. Christian Campbell is currently hitting. He's currently striking out 30% of the time, hitting 218. 218. With a. The heck? There we go. 639 OPS in AAA. You'll be the radio voice of the Red Sox? You know what? Go ahead. Talking circles. Me? I have been talking in circles. Oof, that looked painful for IKF. To be honest, you don't need to do anything to be a GM, apparently. Apparently, you don't have any qualifications outside of you're smart and you played baseball. What do I have? 2 computer screens? Me? Technically, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this desk right now. But it's a very big desk, to be fair. I think our prospects who come up and are struggling because they're rushed up here and because they have a lot of weight on their shoulders to produce. I think it's more so the weight on the shoulders than it is the pushing them up too fast. Oh, to be the GM, you need talking circles? Yeah, true. It's part of the job title. It's like 6 years of managerial experience, like 6 years of, like, this is what I imagine the job listing is. Must have experience in cultivating relationships with other people, understanding analytics, but not overselling analytics. I'm losing patience here. That was going to be a joke, and then I lost it. Andrew Monasterio, dude. I just, whatever happened there? Whatever happened to Andrew Monasterio? Corbin video tomorrow on Driveline CEO leaving the Sox? Nah, I just don't think it was that big of news. Like, he was in a very limited capacity here in Boston. Do the Red Sox publicly post their CBO positions when they open up? No, definitely not. That's not one you could find on Indeed, I'd have to imagine. Another part of GM is having working relationships with other GMs. Underrated aspect. Probably maybe the most underrated aspect. If you have good relationships with people, you can get stuff done that, like, you normally wouldn't. Mark Wahlberg for CBO. Yeah, dude, why has anyone thought about that? To be a GM for the Sox is that you go to Yale and have Theo recommend the job. Pretty much. To be fair, what happened to this team, unfortunately, Monty's not the only one. Yes. Yeah, good point. But whatever happened to Monasterio? Remember that guy? You guys remember that guy for like 2 weeks? Whatever happened to that guy? He had a grand slam against the Orioles. Something like that. At least Marcel's putting together good at-bats. Just like aren't translating. Come on, Marcelo. Like, that's a pitch you should be crushing, dude. We got to find a way to do it. Leave Eaton up and send Monasterio back down? When? Oh, when Romy's healthy? Maybe. I actually wouldn't be surprised. Because you need to keep IKF up here for the trade value. There we go, Marcelo. Six walks in the game. 6 walks. 6 walks with 4 hits. No runs. How is that even humanly possible? I love you, Marcel, but you're striking out right here, aren't you? Do you think it gets as bad as 110? If the Red Sox lose 110 games and then the MLB goes into a lockout, someone's going to have to check on me. There we go, Marcelo. Good at bat. 3 walks in his last 2 games. Interesting. Someone do something. I'm falling asleep at the wheel here. I'm driving in oncoming traffic. Pitching's all fine and dandy, but homers are sexy. Give me some sexy, Red Sox. Yeah, if the Red Sox only get 23 more wins, I don't know, dude. Lord. Baseball gods, I don't ask for much. I really don't. I don't ask for much. Listen, I've let this season play out into whatever your grand scheme is. I'm begging you to do something about this offense. No, we're not going to do anything about this offense. Gasper is going to pop a ball into center field. 2 outs. Why is Mickey Gasper leading? Corbin from Red Sea Radio. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I'd have a better at-bat than Mickey Gasper would right now. I'm so over the Mickey Gasper experience. Like, I get it, dude. That's your guy in AAA. You know, he puts together good at-bats down in AAA. He put together good at-bats for about 20 minutes in Major League Baseball. Now he's exactly back to what he was last year, which is just bloop, 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 bloop. Like, he still isn't striking out. That's great. It's bloop, 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 bloop. Narvaez is not hurt. No. Chad Tracy doesn't like him, dude. Nice 7 or 8 spot. He is a bench spot player. Likes rum sacrifices. No, I haven't gone full. Oh my God, what's the name of that movie? Cleveland Guardians of the time, or Cleveland Indians of the time. Wild Thing. I mean, that was a borderline. You know what, Rafaela challenged it. You guys know Rafaela has 14 challenges this year. He has won 4. Major League. Thank you, Alex. Oh, Mike said it too. Thank you. I mean, this is just it's genuinely it is an unwatchable. What else? What else can we talk about? Someone bring up something else. I cannot talk about this Red Sox team anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. Ghana just scored on Panama. Hell yeah. What else is going on in the world of soccer right now? Nothing. It's just the Panama game. Ghana and Panama. Who's ranked at the top here? Uzbekistan and Colombia play at 10. Hell yeah. I don't know, Robbie. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Now, if Narvaez gets dealt and our catching tandem is Connor Wong and Mickey Gasper, I give up. I give up. If we get past the deadline and your catching tandem is Connor Wong and Mickey Gasper, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do, but it will not be pretty. Do we have 7 losses tonight and 0 runs? Sure do, Cameron. In fact, 11 runners in scoring position tonight, Cameron. Not a single hit. So how about that airline food? I'm not a huge airline food. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like airplanes. Like, it's not a height thing. It's a being enclosed in that space for like I flew down to Florida for my bachelor trip last month. I didn't like it. I just don't like it. Is Dalton Rushing available? Probably not. Also, I don't know about that for clubhouse purposes. I don't know about him for clubhouse purposes, honestly. Nothing wrong with that ketchup core. Oh, what's up, Daddy? Mr. Mad. Not my real dad. Rockstar Games will make GTA 6 be so good. It'll be better than whatever this is. Is this a bot trying to... Jet has only talked about GTA 6. Is this a bot in my chat trying to promote it? New Spider-Man trailer dropped today? Oh my gosh. Did it? I haven't watched it. I did get tickets to... My lovely fiance actually got me early access tickets to that. I want to get Supergirl tickets too. I'm very excited. That Supergirl... has anyone actually read the comic that Supergirl's based off of, Woman of Tomorrow? One of my genuinely favorite comics of all time. This Red Sox team is unbearable. That's the double that the Blue Jays get. Bro, did I just get called a bot? I'm mostly just being sarcastic with you, Jet. Well, you will be able to forget about it this in November because of GTA 6. Is everyone a bot? You had really good Japanese or food on the Japanese airline. If I had been able to fly Japan, I'm sure they'd be fantastic. I don't have any experience with that. I did get a full meal when I flew to Italy, and that was kind of butt cheeks. Airline food's better than MREs. I've heard some MREs are pretty good, though. Yeah, I'm excited about the Spider-Man movie. I'm not going to lie. Thoroughly convinced Daredevil's going to be in it. We know Punisher's going to be in it. What Hulk are we? We might get Gray Hulk in it. That'd be crazy. Are we getting World Breaker Hulk in this? How are the Scots treating Boston still? Really great, actually. The Scots are breathing life into Boston. Savage Hulk is what we're getting? I mean, sick, but also, You hate movies? How do you hate movies, dude? I didn't know that was... I thought the human experience was... Like, I'm not a huge movie guy, more of a TV show guy, but that doesn't mean I don't hate movies or I hate movies. Like movies, there are movies that'll blow your goddamn mind, brother. Watch watch Project Hail Mary for me. I do. Project Hail Mary is still my favorite movie of the year. That was so good. Have I seen Landman? No. This is my little stress ball chat. Yeah, Project Hail Mary was so good. Just a beautiful movie, dude. I love when movies are like that. What's going on? All right, there's some WNBA games. The Mystics, isn't that Connecticut? Who's playing the Sun? Yeah, Connecticut Mystics. They're winning. Thoughts on switching teams this year? White Sox are good. Really good movie. Reading the book now. Yeah, I want to read Project Hail Mary too. Yeah, that's on my list. Just watched The Furious last week. Badass fight movie. I'll put it on my list. I do like badass fight movies. Washington Mystics and Connecticut Sun. Oh, I'm an idiot. They're getting crushed then. Never mind. Yep. Watch Moneyball, Draft Day, and a couple of Christmas movies I can't remember the names of right now. Video game. I need you. I need you to. You are a Video Game Nation channel, and you don't watch movies. So we beat bleach all of our Red Sox. A pretty good dolphin noise, chat. Low key. There we go. Woo! Red Sox didn't allow a run. Woo, 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 woo. Tayron Guerrero has become a really solid reliever. I'm actually pretty happy with him right now. I'm thoroughly convinced they are not going to sweep the Rockies. They're going to lose 2 out of 3. They're going to lose 2 out of 3. Dude, I'm convinced. You don't really like movies, but I have watched a bunch. But Video Game Nation, you got to see The Hangover. Should we just watch the trailer together, chat? Should we just watch the Spider-Man trailer together? Like, not watch this game, watch it together? I mean, it's on YouTube, right? I got to be able to watch it and react to it, I imagine, right? Like, you don't think I'll get DMAC'd for that? Maybe I will. Would it be appropriate for us to become a full-time Woo Sox fan for the remainder of the season? Maybe call it Woo C Radio? I'm saving that for next year. Grey Hulk's actually in it. Like, does he have the full... Okay, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'll look. Does he have the full, like, pin suit and everything? Put it on. I think I'm going to get DMAC, dude. I would love to, but I think that if there's music in it, I'm going to get DMAC'd, which is unfortunate. I'm just going to watch it. We're not going to miss much of this game anyways, right? Some ground balls to third base and a walk. Brand new day trailer. The one that came out 6 hours ago. Okay. Oh, Scorpion's back? Do you guys say they're going to do Man Spider or the One? Oh, no. I think this is Venom. Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. MJ's in it. Yeah, MJ makes sense. I just want to see Grey Hulk, chat. Don't worry about it. Ah, they got MJ's boyfriend in this. I hate that guy. Worst storyline ever. All right, so MJ are going to be pretty good then, huh? Oh, they got the Punisher? I forgot the Punisher was in this. Low key, the CGI looks kind of terrible, huh? The hand? Is that the hand? That's got to be the hand, right? That has to be Venom. I'm convinced that this is Venom and they're doing a poor job of showing it in the trailers. There's no way they're doing Man Spider. Yes, this is the hand. Where's Grey Hulk? I missed it. I missed Grey Hulk. I couldn't see him. Where in the trailer is he? You've enjoyed this episode of Web C Radio. I'm sure that was riveting stuff for someone's first time clicking. Someone was scrolling YouTube right now and went, I can't believe this idiot's actually streaming Red Sox games. Clicked on it, and it's just me blankly staring at my iPad asking Marvel questions. I apologize. Yeah, he said, wow, you're bigger than I thought. That doesn't look like Grey Hulk to me. Grey Hulk, no. Grey Hulk isn't that guy, I don't think. Grey Hulk around 130? I'll have to look. You know what? I do love Mark Ruffalo as Dr. Banner, though. I'm a big fan of him. We should get behind the scenes of the Red Sox recap after the game. You guys want me to be live? You want me to stay live for the Red Sox recap on my YouTube? Okay. You don't know what he would look like, technically, so take that for what it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, Grey Hulk's like Bruce Banner's mobster personality. When does Rally Cat merch drop? I really do need to make some new merch, huh? Yeah, I gotta find a new merch company though. I tried to set up new merch for the summer and I didn't get any responses. I think Avengers Doomsday is gonna be good. Or you think it's gonna be a mess? I think Doomsday will be good, dude. I think they really figured out kind of what works and what doesn't this last couple of weeks. Or these last couple of years. Like the problem is like, the titles that are coming out right now, people just aren't incredibly attached. Like the issue with Marvel is that they built such a good like fan base movie wise that the titles they've been putting out, they're just like people don't really care. Like Thunderbolts was awesome. I love Thunderbolts, but it sold well because it had recognizable people and because Bucky was in it, basically, right? But then Captain America Winter Soldier doesn't sell well because people don't really have a true emotional attachment to Sam Wilson. As much as I love Sam Wilson, and I liked that movie. Here's going to be another Dono War in July. Oh, God. Marvel hit a wall after Endgame. Yeah, and I think the reasoning is because what they tried to do was they tried to go the comic book route, which is just uh let the universe expand and you kind of like viewers could kind of pick and choose what they like and what they don't like. But the problem with that is you just put out too much at once. You did. Like over the last like when did Endgame come out? 18, like 6 years? You know? They've put out so many things and they've just been so wildly different, which is cool as a comic book fan, but as a movie fan, it sucks. Not that anyone cares about this. I'm sorry. Green Lantern. The show. I'm excited about the show still. I know the first trailer was kind of bad. I'm still excited about the show. Now 50% less payroll. That's gonna be them in July. X-Men, yeah. We get our first real like put together X-Men movie with updated CGI and stuff. Yes, that will bring Marvel back for sure. DC plays this right. I think they could take over the movie game. Like Superman was fantastic. Again, Superwoman. I'm very, very excited for. Very excited for. I think it might be better than Superman. And people need to give it a chance. DC isn't going anywhere. Like good or bad? Bad, you mean? I mean, they're taking over. Right now, DC is so much hype surrounding their comic books. They need to capitalize on that with fire movies. Super Old Man would be cool. That'd be horrible. Anyways, Jaron Rand 0-2 here. Red Sox trying to get a run, any run. He's going to pop that up. It's going to be out of foul ground. You think RDJ, you think Iron Man? Oh, I see what you mean. To me, David Cornsweth was fantastic as Superman. Fantastic. Like, to me, right now, he's Superman. Or the problem is people didn't look at RDJ and say, "Oh, that's Iron Man," after the first Iron Man. You know, after Iron Man 3, after Civil War, after the Avengers, like then people were like, "Yeah, RDJ is Iron Man." You know what I mean? Like, you got to let it build out. Shazam's fine. Have you seen the new Superman, Robbie? Henry Cavill's Wolverine would be fun to watch. I'd be down with that. He's too handsome though. Henry Cavill, like Wolverine's not a handsome dude. He's like an animal. Hugh Jackman's low key and like too handsome for Wolverine. The Red Sea Radio IPO will happen in about 2 weeks. Oh no. Oh no. You just don't enjoy Superman as a hero? Really? I mean, I guess yeah. Superman can be kind of bland, I suppose, to some people. You got to read the right comics, I think. All right, Jaron. Do something. Another foul ball. This is a long at bat for Jaron Duran here. Kal-El. Kal-El. Yeah, that's fair, Robbie. That's sort of, I'm not a huge Superman guy either. I like the superheroes who don't have a ton of powers. Maybe I should try Shazam. I like the Chuck guy. Henry Cavill shares a birthday with Karl Marx. Oh. Duran's didn't tie it up. He-Man was a fun watch. I've heard interesting things about He-Man. There's been kind of mixed reviews. I'll probably watch it when it gets on streaming. You know. Well, at least it wasn't a double play. It was a ground ball directly to second base, but thank God Jaron Duran's fast, folks. This is physically hurting me. It's physically hurting me. Try to come up with legitimately entertaining live stream conversations about the Red Sox is impossible. It's impossible. Because the only question surrounding this team is who's getting traded at the deadline. There's no other interesting conversations to have about this team right now. Jaron, like it just kind of is what it is. There's no other conversations to have. Is Jake Bennett a legit big leaguer? I don't know. We'll see in 15 years. You know? There's no other conversations. Are the green unis still better for wins? I don't think so. I think maybe they're 4-4 in them. Yeah, of course, Chapman. Of course, Chapman and Gray are trade bait. Yes. But like that again, that's the only conversation we can have. It's like watching a wounded animal die. It kind of feels like it at times, doesn't it? Will Roman or Anthony even want to return? Imagine if both of them are just sitting there with each other and they're like, dude. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this. Over and over. What, the same? Yeah. 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 I made the analogy a while back. I'll make it again. And GG's. All right, well at least we only have 2 innings left. I made the analogy a couple of days ago, a week ago or something. It's like that old I think it's Prometheus in Greek mythology, because he gave the humans fire. He was punished by the gods, where he was essentially chained to a mountain. Every day a vulture comes and like eats his intestines and then leaves, and it heals, and the vulture comes back the next day and does it again. Like that's all of eternity. That's us watching the Red Sox. Where it's like misery, you're in pain, and then you heal, and then you're like, all right, Red Sox baseball time, and then it's misery and pain, and then you heal. You're like, oh, it's baseball time, you know? Roman and Crochet spending all the time playing big ball. Yeah, I mean, I would too. Would I trade Roman for Bobby Witt? Yeah. I love Roman to death. Bobby Witt's a top 3 player in baseball. Yes. Yeah. Bobby Witt Jr. is not even a question. Roman, it would take a lot for me to trade Roman Anthony. Bobby Witt is absolutely one of them. How old is Bobby Witt right now? I still have the Danhausen page pulled up. He's 26 years old, dude. Leading baseball in WAR. Leading baseball in stolen bases. Hitting 290. He's just absolutely ridiculous. He doesn't even have a ton of home runs right now. He led the American League in hits 2 years in a row. Yeah, yeah. He's a top 3 player major. Top 3, top 4 maybe. Not that will never happen, by the way. That'll never happen. We must contribute more to the uncursed the Red Sox via Danhausen. Greg is in now. Yep. Greg Weisert in the game. Weisert been a lot better lately. I'll give him that. Weisert has been a lot better lately. The Red Sox have a 0.9% chance to win the World Series when I checked this morning. Don't think today is the day we're going to improve that stat. No, I don't know that we'll ever improve that stat the rest of the way. MLB is changing around the home run derby. MLB is reviving the out system in this year's derby, which hasn't been around since 2014. First round, 20 swings. Second and third, 15 swings. On your last pitch each round, swing till you don't go deep. All right, let's go. They're ditching the clock. That's huge. I hated the clock. What are my thoughts on Arias? He's still a couple years away, so would you keep grooming him or trade him? I mean, I'm holding on to Arias at this point, unless it's like unless you're getting Fernando Tatis Jr., I think, is the caliber of guys. Like you're getting to the level of him being a universal top 5 to 10 prospect in the entire game. What you get from him has to be gigantic, right? So for right now, I think I hold on to him. We'll see. I have no. At this point, I don't really have any reservations as to who needs to stay and who needs to go. To me, it's just sort of like, is the best deal you could possibly get there, right? If you could transform Arias into a top 50 player in Major League Baseball, yeah, I'd do it, right? I would trade Arias for Kurtz, no question asked. No question asked. Jacob Wilson, no, I don't think I'd trade Arias for him. Because I think Arias' ceiling could be Jacob Wilson's sort of like middle ground, Or I'm sorry, I think Arias' ceiling could be better than Wilson. When are the Red Sox going to score again? 2028? I got nothing, Joe. We've exhausted all topics of conversation that I have any knowledge about in 2 hours and 40 minutes. The Red Sox still haven't scored. Like the Clockwork Orange system. I think they fire Tracy, not to the end of the year, but I would imagine if they are going to hire a new GM, they're probably going to give him free reign of who's coaching this team. Oh, have fun, Mad. That sounds like a good time. At least you'll have fun. Just DoorDash burrito tacos. That would hit right now. Who do you think they go with for our next manager? Genuinely, I have no idea, Robbie. It depends on who's actually CBOing this team. Because I think different CBOs are going to want different guys. Like if you're going to go young and internal, I would imagine they want someone also young that understands sort of like a young, especially because the team's young. I in my opinion, you're looking for a developmental coach who has experience in Major League Baseball. I do think Chad Tracy has a chance to stick around here. Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, why would he leave the Rays and come here? Yeah, I did. I did adamantium. Pedroia will not coach this team. Here he said no. Money? Nah. I mean, you'd have to trade for him. You have to trade for Cash. And the Red Sox have bigger problems. I mean, it's Mickey Gasper doesn't know how to throw anybody out. He has absolutely no idea how to throw anybody out of second base. I just don't get why he's starting so many games. Rocco Baldelli still manage? I have no idea, actually. Somehow Gasper will also be manager. At this point, yeah, he might be. That's on Tracy? Yeah, Tracy should not be starting him this much. He started the bulk of the games in June, and he's hitting under 200 this month. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like if you were going to have a bad hitting catcher, make it the catcher that was one of the top catchers defensively in baseball last year, and one of the better rookies overall in Major League in the AL last year. I just don't get it. Like let that guy figure himself out of the dish. It drives me absolutely insane. It really does. I mean, if that is the epitome of the Boston Red Sox, I don't know what it is. Carlos is having... That's not Carlos behind the dish, dude. That's Mickey Gasper who can't throw to second. Carlos is having no problem. He's thrown a few people out this year. And defensively, Carlos has been really good this season. Like this is just prime example of the 2026 Red Sox. You're so desperate for offense that you're starting a guy who's sitting under two. You watch the last game, brother. I'm not basing one game on saying Carlos Narvaez can't throw anybody out. You know what I mean? Like, Miguel Gasper hasn't been able to throw anybody out the entire season. This is just pure 2026 Red Sox right here. You're so desperate for hitting, so desperate to keep your job, that you're starting a guy who's sitting under 200 this month and is horrible defensively in hopes that he gives you what he gave you for 2 weeks last year. So now, every time the Blue Jays have anyone who has even remote speed on first base, they're just swiping second. They were swiping third base with a 36-year-old George Springer and manufacturing runs off of it. And the way that they score is they're blooping it into the outfield. And the Red Sox can't even get a single hit with a runner in scoring position. How can Red Sox fans continue to fill the stands for this trash team? Henry, sell the team, please. Here's the problem, man, William. The problem is what you're asking is for people to allow the ownership of this team to completely dictate their love of this game. And the other problem is that you have to realize FSG is not selling. They don't care that you are screaming at them. Am I into the page? Not even remotely close. Hard to watch, yeah. Yeah, they are maybe the worst team to watch that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like, at least in 2020, you knew they were going to be horrible, and it was a smaller season, so it just sucks. That wasn't an inherited run or what. That was his own doing. Like, it's so difficult to watch, man. No chance they're winning as soon as they went down 2-0 anyway. Yeah. I mean, it was now it's officially over. They have not won a game when they have been 3 runs or more down. You know? Like, it's an impossibility at this point. So here we are. Paul, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. The fact that they haven't come back down from 3 runs or more is absolutely absurd. Here's the crazy thing, dude. The crazy thing is that, like, how do you not even luck into a single one of these wins? You know? Like how is it possible that at one point you didn't get 2 errors in a row and come back accidentally? Or, like, have a ball bounce off a wall a weird way? This is a baseball. Like, how is it is a sport of anomalies. I don't know. This is weird. Time for that to change tonight. It probably won't, though. No, it probably won't. LeBron needs to get more shares of FSG, dude. Yeah, why hasn't anyone thought of that? Let's just get Bron up here, dude. Get LeBron James out here. Whip this team into shape. They're like the Jets. Did you know the Jets did not have a single interception last year on defense? That's crazy. At least we got USA Soccer playing well. Is USA even playing today? Another 86 years? I mean, maybe, dude. At this point, it feels like it's never gonna get better. We're in the weeds right now, Chad. We can't see the edge of the forest. We're in the weeds. I think even the 2024 White Sox, some of them wins down 3-0. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. sealed his fate with the organization? I hope so. Yeah. They played one game and play Australia Friday, but it was the best I've ever seen them play in any game together. Yeah, I heard it. I heard they surprised a lot of people. 2025 Rockies clear this team. It would be a hard-fought series of who sucks more. I just want to see, let's Marcelo just pump one into the stands. How about that? Tyler Rogers, is this Tyler Rogers or Trevor Rogers? How many Rogers are there in Major League Baseball? There's Tyler, Taylor, and Trevor. Are they all brothers? So USA plays again Friday? Is that what I'm hearing? USA Soccer is scoring more than the Red Sox right now. That is true. This is Tyler. TY has to be Tyler, right? I'd imagine. One of them isn't a brother. The other two are, though. What is going on? Before preseason, when Red Sox beat that high school team, I thought we had something. I'm done selling raffle tickets tonight. I have to go back to Family Park to sell raffle tickets tomorrow. Oh, that'll be fun. There's a lot of Durans in baseball, too. I don't know. Somewhere we all hear Don Meredith singing "Turn Out the Lights, the Party's Over." I don't even know that reference. Just challenge something, dude. You know what? Get into a fight. Let's see a fight. We've never seen an actual brawl on this channel. It's been 4 years. Marcelo, brother, you are killing me. Is Crochet going to turn into Red Sox Chris Sale? He's so much younger. I don't think so. He's taking care of himself. I feel Bobby Dahlbeck could actually help this team. No one's going to help this team. If Chapman is traded, is he worth the prospect in return? Probably. This is the Dead Sox. Yeah, it feels like it. Cubs got better with Breslow left. Yeah, dude, I'm not shocked. I always hear Chapman is old and isn't worth. He's not worth as much as when he was in his prime, but he will definitely give you something. Isn't worth much? No, he's definitely worth a good amount, Robbie. Dead Sox, it's a Grateful Dead. Maybe I'll just vlog myself falling around what's left of the Dead. Is there even anyone? Is John Mayer still touring with the Dead? Where did I get this hat? 47.com. People really like this hat, huh? He is. We aren't giving him any opportunities. If anything, that might help raise his value, Robbie. With his age, people know what he can do, and people know he's dominant. People know he's one of the best closers in baseball. And if he's more fresh than he probably should be than he right now, yeah, I think people are absolutely going to want to pay more for that. Veggie burger. What's a good veggie burger brand, Jennifer? I need to dip into the veggie burger world. Chapman for Bobby Witt, straight up. Who says no? Not me, that's for sure. I would be saying yes all day to that. Bob Weir just died? What? When did he die? Oh, he died this year. I didn't know that. He was the last one, right? Royals say no. I don't know, man. They need some pitching. Despite the record, at least we didn't embarrass ourselves. Our Hall of Fame captain. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Trade both of them, John. Dodgers offer Tibbs for Chapman would be acceptable. Slap in the face. Yeah, it would be. But I mean, I take it at this point. Do you keep Wilson through the deadline? If so, will he be on this team next year? Yes and yes would be my answer to that. I don't know what the actual answer is. Mickey and Billy are still kicking? Yeah, but are they touring without Bob Weir? I mean, Red Sox stress balls? Yeah, we do. I don't think God himself playing shortstop would save this team. True. Do you actually think ownership will truly fed up and finally spend some money? I'll be honest with you. I don't think this year is totally about the money spent. Like I think they took on some good dollars this offseason and it's been working out. I think in terms of money, it's you could have spent money over the last 5-6 years that would have allowed you to be in a better spot right now. But in terms of the problems with the Red Sox, it's not right this split second. It's not money, in my opinion, at least. The problems go way deeper, and that's way scarier, right? It's almost easier to be like, yeah, they just don't spend money. It's much scarier to really look at what's wrong with this team. Remember back in the beginning of May when some people thought we were one big bat away? I really thought we were. Oh, thank God Jaron didn't die for that. I feel like the big three that are untouchable position players, Cedon, Willier, and Contreras. Yeah, I think that's probably right. I mean, obviously, I think Roman's in there too. I firmly believe, Robbie, if the Red Sox had gotten a big bat in May, they would have been a better team. Like beginning of May, the Red Sox get a big bat. Yeah, I think I think you are close to a 500 baseball team. I swear to God. Story Masa on next year's team. Wait, on last year, next year, so easier to cut loose off season or whatever. Yeah, that's true. The Yankees suck chance while you're in the basement of the American League and one of the worst teams in the entirety of baseball. Brutal. If you could trade Masa, I'll be so happy. You're not gonna be able to, but too big bat protects Willier and takes pressure off of him and Roman. I think one of those big bats could be Wilson. Who's in the game right now? Danny Coulomb. Was that Norway? You know it's bad when you haven't seen any red seat emotes in chat. True. True. It's just funny. I don't think we've ever seen a playoff window that the Red Sox were expected to have shut down so fast. Yeah. That's the worst part is you should have built on last year and you were an almost 90 win team last year. Like you should have been pushing for 95 wins to this year. 95 wins this year was supposed to be your goal. Look at you now. Wally headband for the ninth, brother. The Wally headband will not. Nothing is saving this team. The Wally headband will not save this team. I think in a couple of years, the Pastor's brother might be interesting. I keep seeing things about him. Yeah, definitely interesting. There's some concerns there, I think. But overall, yeah. The Sox could turn this around this season, John. Not this season, dude. They're about to be 7 games out of a wild card spot. 7 games. That's too far, dude. Maybe we can grab a prospect from the minors to bring up. What prospect? Where? You mean like from a trade? Maybe. Yeah, that should be the goal. But that should be for 2027, not this year. What should be the pitching version of the Wally head? The Wally head. Oh, no Wally headband for K's. No specials for this team until they are worthy again. Yeah, John. I love you know me, dude. You've been here for a while. I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I just can't be anymore. I just can't be. You know? I can't do it. We are single handedly watching the Andre Jimenez and this Red Sox offense beat itself. You need to fire Craig Breslow now. What do you think? What do you think Garrett Crochet's thinking about? It's a pretty cool story, John. I'd have loved him. I gotta start collecting more Yaz baseball cards. I don't have any. What did the Red Sox do to deserve this, dude? Actually, I know exactly what they did. You don't need to answer that. Oh, firing Breslow is definitely on his mind, dude. If the Breslow gets fired tonight, will I live stream it? I mean, if Breslow gets fired at like 10:45, maybe. If he gets fired at like midnight, no. I'll be asleep. I'll just make a video in the morning. Just putting on the game. What did I miss? Quite literally, golf course guy. If you could guess the storyline of a 2026 Red Sox game, what would it be? Theo will never be the new GM, Boston. Never. He's an owner of this team. That would be a demotion for him. That's not even like a rhetorical question, golf course. Actually, what do you think it would be? I'm so curious. Like, this isn't even me calling you out or anything. I genuinely want to know because I think you're gonna nail it exactly what you missed. Like, I think if you could write it out, you're gonna nail exactly what you think. Runners in scoring position, not getting in. Yeah, that's it. 11 specifically tonight. They're 0 for 11. Who replaces Breslow? I have no idea. Punchless. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I said it in my, what video did I say that in? I don't even remember, dude. But this offense, like, this entire team gets punched once and they're out. That's it. Hey man, thanks for stopping by. I'm good, you know. It's but they get hit. This Red Sox team gets hit once. He goes, "Well, dude, that's it. You won the fight. Congratulations. You hit first." How many base runners do we get in the ninth? Do they threaten or just up three up, three down? Who's up? 2, 4, 2, 3, and 4. Look at white guy. One of these guys will hit at least a double, and that'll be it. There's get ahead by 3 and we can't do, or we get up by 5 and we mount a 4-run fake comeback. Probably score one more. Yeah, true. We'll either be 3 out, 3 down, or we'll get exactly 2 runs. True. You know, the Red Sox have the most ninth inning runs scored in baseball, but don't have one singular walk-off this year and have not won a game while trailing by 3. Isn't that crazy? I hope so, John. I hope so. What is going on there? What was that? There's a one section led by two Norway dudes dressed as Vikings. Just ripping it. At least Nesson puts on Red Sox Classic games. True. Say Don. Say Don, brother. What the hell are we doing? Excuse me. Something, SN, something. A row? It's just a simple row. All right. Blake's just rowing along. Who is this guy? Luis Varland? Look at him. They're just rowing, dude. I love that. Why don't American fans act the way European fans do? Why are we so bad at being fans? 1, 2, 3 was the answer. Wasn't on a lot of baseball teams that didn't win. I would imagine how that would feel to play 162 and not. Yeah, it can't feel good. Do the Jays make the playoffs? Yeah, I think the Jays will get in. Henry needs to be evaluated. It's dude. It's not even like it can't even be like a psychosis or anything. Like he deliberately tried to do this and it just backfired. Yeah, we're going 3 up, 3 down. We have the wave. The wave makes you want to die. I hate the wave. We just forfeit this season. What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing? Get out of here, Henry. Everyone boo Henry. They should do the wave while they do the row. Thank mercy. Season high. Season high 13 games, chat. Someone start the row. I'm super glad the people of the world, genuinely super glad the people of the World Cup are having fun. Because I want to curl up in a ball and die. I do. And yeah, I got nothing, chat. I got nothing. I have nothing. Did they just say that was the lowest below 500 we've been since 2015? It's over, chat. It's over. I'm going to make my TikTok. I'm going to go to bed and forget the Red Sox exist until I wake up tomorrow and talk about them. Win some, lose most, chat. Win some, lose most. I appreciate y'all being here. The Red Sox are horrible, but you guys stuck around and hung out with me, and I appreciate that. Even if it was a yap fest. And even if I do show too many ads, even though I don't really control that. I just put it at balanced ads. I appreciate y'all being here, though. Means a lot. Those of you that donated, those of you that resub, thank you. Means a lot to me. If we get 40 more donations, we'll try to uncurse this team, but it might take a while. I'm so negative, Corbin. What's wrong? John, this is the worst Red Sox record in decades. There's nothing to be happy about. Enjoy your nights. Forget the Red Sox exist until tomorrow when my video comes out, and then watch that and remember the Red Sox exist. Thank you all for being here. Win, lose, horrible team, good teams, we'll be here.